We're thinking about it. Yeah, or you can just go on my regular Facebook or Paradise. Oh, we're live and I'm chit-chatting. It's a special day, guys. Hi. It's Tuesday, so it's very special. We'll wait for a couple people to get on. But I am coming to you from lovely San Diego, in Jen, my COO's cute house. So we'll have a little festivity and we'll wait for a couple people to log on and we'll do the thing. So welcome. We have bubbles. Jen is adorable. I might have a bartender for the show. All right. Hello, 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 everyone. It's another casually educational Tuesday with Tori and Andrew. So I'm your host. I'm the condom charmer, as I'm calling myself, sales director over at Paradise Marketing. It's been a really fun year, so I'm just taking you through it. I've been in the adult specialty retail for nearly a decade now, and my focus started first with personal lubricants, and then kind of made the switch to condoms. And since the growth that we've been trying to incorporate in condoms, dams, and other consumables, we thought we would just bring it to you directly. Hello, P3 people. So why did I start this show? You might be wondering, question mark. Maybe you're wondering, maybe you're not, but I'm going to tell you anyways. I spent about 8 years with a different lubricant company. And when the opportunity kind of just landed here, I landed in Chris, my boss's lap, and Jen, whose house I'm chilling at. It just came along and I jumped at it. And just because I started learning so much, I decided to create this little podcast and take you on my journey. You know, we're going to try and figure out how we can make all this information that I'm learning and the people that I'm meeting accessible to everybody else. Because the biggest thing I've been starting to hear, not just in commodity sales, but definitely, you know, condoms, and we all sell intimates here, so it needs to be a lot of education. So we decide to show up on Tuesdays and we give you, you know, some in-depth education where we can, but mostly have a good time. So let's make the show work for you. I do need to make sure everybody knows that they need to go to www.streamyard.com/Facebook. If you're on the P3 page, because it's a private page, it's just, I'm not going to steal your information or anything. It's just so StreamYard has permission to use your name. I would love for it if you guys wanted to come in and comment. I will put them up on the screen and we can discuss. Anyways, that's my show. Thanks for coming. And then this is almost about a yearish, maybe not, less than a yearish of a show we've been doing, but I decided I was going to drag someone else into it so you didn't have to just stare at me all day. I don't think he realizes what I got him into, but joining me tonight and hopefully every other night until I piss him off, my co-host Andrew. He's the business development manager at PAMCO.
And until
Andrew,
I'm
would you like
pissed
to go
off,
ahead?
I have my replacement here waiting to go.
Oh, hi, babies.
This
I
is
don't have my dogs today. I have surrogate dogs.
all good. This is Gabagool.
Gabagool.
Yeah, she just got her teeth taken out last week, so she's
All of them?
extra snuggly. Everything except for one. They kept one in the back for
Really?
some
Poor
reason.
babes. Oh,
I know.
goodness. Well,
Yeah.
Andrew, tell everybody about yourself since I've dragged you into this.
Yeah, absolutely. So I've been with Pamco Distributing, also doing business as Safely Sexual. Might know that name from the manufacturer of Harmony Dams. I've been doing that for almost 6 months now.
That's
So
like
it's
6 years in industry terms.
pretty much. I mean, the way I'm learning. Oh yeah, yeah. I've gotten sage and wise so quick.
Sage and
Um,
wise. That's a good one.
but I've had an absolute blast with it. It has been hands down my favorite job that I've ever had. I mean, coming from the world of the tobacco sales industry for over almost 12 years, it was a nice little change of pace. And you know what? A logical transition. As I think I said in the last podcast, you either go from tobacco to drugs, guns, or sex.
All the vices, right?
Yeah. So
As we've been liking to call them.
yeah. So it made perfect sense. And here we are. And Tori hasn't pissed me off yet. So I'm gonna stay.
Ooh, it could come here soon. Well, and so another reason I decided to drag him in, not just because it might be, more energy and more entertaining, is Andrew's kind of like the paradise of Canada for us. So he also is not just dams, but all the rubbers as well. So I was like, hey, let's do this. I'm gonna drag you in, and the world can kind of get to know us while we get to know each other on a different level. So it's gonna be
Exactly.
pretty cool. So I kind of wanted to just roll into, since we've decided we're kind of like the same people on the different sides of the borders, right? Didn't know, because I know last episode we were trying to have like an article so we could talk about it and bring some education, but I didn't really find an article I liked this week. So I was like, well, maybe we can just talk about what happened this week and what was crazy that like you kind of learned before we get into our special guest today, just having a little witty banter, right? I know for me, I'm always talking about like not just condoms as like their safe sex, but it's a commodity and like how to kind of train on that. Did anything crazy happen to you this week, Andrew, that you want to share? I know something crazy is always happening, or just something mind blowing that you like learned.
Just that the world's small. I took an order
Fair.
from. I had an order from a prior customer who hadn't ordered for a couple years. So this is my first introduction to this person. They ordered the FC2. I know it's a point of contention, Tori, for you
No, I love
Americans.
it. I want it. Us
I
Americans,
know, I
that's
know.
what.
I just say it's a point of contention for paradise and America in general.
No, it's a good. It's a good conversation. If anyone's looking for FC2 condoms and you are here in the States, I can still help you, but it looks like we're all going to be driving over the border to get our female internal condoms from Andrew.
Yeah. So anyhow, checked out the shipping address, and lo and behold, this customer lives 400 feet, maybe 5 from where I grew up, from where I lived
Wow,
for the first 24 years of my life. Small
that's
world.
crazy. I
Yeah.
don't even think I don't think I'd recognize the house that I grew up on, right? Like I know the street, but like if I drove past it, like I don't remember the address or anything. I'd be like, is that my house?
Really?
Yeah,
I
I don't
mean,
think I
my
would
parents
remember.
still live at that house. We're your
Oh,
typical
okay.
Italian family. I broke the mold. I moved out like when I was 25.
How dare you?
It's unheard of. Unheard of.
Unheard of, I guess in the what is it? You keep
Yeah,
saying you're in the podunk of Canada, kind of somehow. I don't know.
pretty much. Guelph's kind of no one knows.
Yeah,
The best is like trying to get someone to pronounce it when they see the word. It's kind of like yacht, you know.
that's interesting. Anything else crazy happened to you this week?
Not much. Not
No.
much. It's been kind of
Yeah.
it's like gearing down for Christmas. Everyone kind of slows down a little bit. We're kind of in the no man's well, not the official no man's land. The official no man's land is between Christmas and New Year's, where no one knows what day it is, what time it is, who they are.
Yeah,
Kind of
that
how
like
you
week,
introduce
that
yourself.
Christmas break week.
Yeah, kind of how you introduce yourself. I'm Tori.
I'm Ron Burgundy. I'm
Yeah.
Tori. Who am I today? Director, salesperson,
Well,
just podcaster? We're
hey,
not sure.
quick geography question. Vista is close to San Diego, right?
Yes, yes.
It's okay. So the Ron Burgundy thing, it tracks. Just don't say the one.
Between the
Just don't say
whales
the one Ron Burgundy line
vagina.
from not reading the from reading the teleprompter.
Mm, I could do that. That'd be funny. I could do this for my next part. Ready?
That's your sign out.
Introduce Micah. Just kidding. I will say that there was crazy stuff that happened to me, but my fun story, I didn't write it down and now I've forgotten it. But it was a good story. Maybe I'll remember it later to kind of segue into what I wanted to talk about today, which is the importance of customer service. And I know that sounds broad in general, so I'll like bring it down a little bit where I'm bringing Micah in, our customer service rep, manager, operator, everything. Um, since he's also been on this journey, I think he got hired, I don't know, a month or two before I did. So, without further ado, I'll just bring him in. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Micah.
Hello, hello.
Well,
So yeah, this does San Diego County, but I'm in actual San Diego.
Okay.
As you can tell
so coming
behind me.
live.
As you can tell behind me.
The real
Yes,
Ron
absolutely.
Burgundy is here, Micah. Thank you. So,
And
Micah, do you want to go ahead and introduce yourself for a minute, or I can do all the words?
No, it's okay. So I'm Micah. I am Paradise's customer support rep. Anytime you need anything from us, I'm typically the person that's going to see that email and respond back to you. I was hired, yeah, I think about a little bit over a month before Tori last year. And so I kind of just fell into my role as the condom fairy, trying to make everything happen for everybody. And yeah,
That's awesome.
you know.
I love that
Oh
we
no,
all have
that's just me
nicknames.
messing with the
Oh,
banner.
yes.
I'm trying to be
Yes.
cool. I'm the producer today, guys. Yes, reminding everybody to get on streamyard.com/Facebook so I can post your comments.
Awesome. So let's kick right into the customer service aspect of things, Micah. So far in your role, what would you say some of the key customer service best practices are that like have consistently led to like exceptional customer experiences?
So I actually used to do customer support for a retail side, direct to consumer, and so it's a lot of the same practices that you'd use there. So you want to make sure you're timely, where you're not making people wait over a few hours for a quick response, and also just making sure you get all the information that they need in that first email back, and just not sounding like a robot when you're emailing it out. Always make
You
sure
mean you
it's
don't want to
personalized.
sound like a robot? I'm just kidding.
No, not yet. Maybe in like 20
You can't
years.
just you can't just chat GPT your customer service. It's not really that hard, is it? Question mark.
You would
No, that's
think
just
it
me
would be
teasing,
easy.
right? You think, well, and
No.
for those of you that don't know, I also have done customer service and data entry in a previous life. So I thought it was important to kind of bring Micah in just to kind of show the differences between like what customer service looks like maybe on a retail floor to a consumer, and then taking those practices and doing it to B2B, because it's a little bit different, right? Because you're talking about shipments and weights and dims and stuff, right?
Oh yeah, and also it's just a lot of just, I would say, a little bit more order side as well, and as opposed to technical support, which is what my actual background was typically. It's more just like, hey, just for your order, you need to do this, or this. We have an issue with this. Letting people know about any back orders, that kind of stuff.
Cool.
Yeah.
I guess from a sales and marketing perspective, how does exceptional customer service contribute to the overall business goals such as revenue growth and customer retention?
I mean, it keeps people coming back. The better your customer support is, I view customer support in three different levels. There is, you remember it because it's bad. You don't remember it just because you never need to reach out, or it just wasn't that remarkable, or I know exactly who I need to contact for this. I don't hate having to go and contact them. I'm looking forward to it. Those are the three types of tiers, and I typically go for the, oh, I want to reach out to them. Like I don't feel bad about reaching out to them,
Yeah.
and just trying to be there as much as you can.
Well, you kind of hit the nail on the head. Like there's that old adage that if someone has a bad experience, they'll tell everyone they know. If they have a good experience, they may only tell a couple people, if anyone. At
Yeah,
that point,
exactly.
you
The
know,
best customer
sometimes
support is never seen.
for sure. Sometimes customer service can kind of be like NASCAR. We're all there for the crashes.
So I used to do lingerie back in the day. Some people know this, and there was that like survey at the bottom of your receipt that you could call for
Yeah.
your experience, and you had to check that voicemail every day. And part of my bonus was based off of that number that people would give me. Right? You're 100% true. Everybody would complain, and nobody would say that they had to. It's better now. This was, I don't know, a decade ago, but it's, unfortunately it's easier to find out what's not working and what bothers people more than what it is that is working, right? It's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But it does build the opportunity for opportunities to
It's
fix
true.
Oh,
something.
That's true.
If something is critically broken, that's your chance to make it right.
So yeah,
exactly. And like,
speaking,
go
go
ahead.
ahead. I was gonna
Oh,
say,
I was
speaking
gonna
of customer relationships, I'm like, it's kind of like currency here, isn't it?
Oh yeah, no. Good customer support goes a long way, and especially with what you're saying, like making sure they come back and like they know who to go to, and it makes it a lot easier.
Yeah, for sure. What sort of methods or other approaches have you found that help you maintain those long-term relationships with the customers, right? Keep them coming back.
I mean, just keeping it open, never fully closing it off, just being like, hey, here's all the information you requested, or this is what's going on. Is there anything else I can do? Just making sure you're always of service. You're not closing it off.
Yeah, like make it easy. That's what Jen is
Mhm.
always saying. She's like, I want to just make it easy for people.
Exactly.
And that's true. Some
Exactly.
things are super hard. Like I have to get an appointment with my a psychiatrist, and I was on hold for an hour and I still haven't gotten an appointment. I had to like hang up because now I got a call. You know what I mean? It's like, oh my God,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
no one's fault. It's just an example, but it's like stuff is not easy anymore.
Exactly. And yeah, like if there is an issue with the customer support, having them tell you like, hey, look, going forward, can you do this? Or like this needs to change, listening to that and adapting to that. I haven't had to have that happen yet, but if it does, that's the way to go about it.
You're prepared by Micah. He's going to give you the best practices here.
Exactly.
Okay, so pretend I am not me and I'm maybe interviewing you, right,
Okay.
for a job, not for
Oh,
my
great.
podcast at the job we work at, right? What advice would you give any sort of business person or I don't know, your friend that's looking to make sure that they foster the correct customer loyalty to keep that retention you were talking about?
You want somebody who's passionate about the brand, about what you're doing. You don't want somebody who's just like, I'm just here. That's it. You want them to like understand what's going on. You want them to understand your products. You want them to be like passionate about it. I love talking about condoms. I love talking about lube. I love talking about all that kind of stuff. And so that's why it kind of made me a great fit for this role because I have a big fixation with all of this type of stuff and love talking about it with people. Yeah.
It is adorable. Every time there's like a new product or something, Micah like is like, "Oh, well, what can you tell me about this or what's happening?" Like he's keeping better tabs than me now. I'm like, "Oh, okay, okay, young Padawan, come with me."
That's awesome though, because I've had experiences where I've walked into a retail store, an adult retail store, and the person behind the counter is very passive, flippant, and it's just
They're on their
like
phone.
Yeah.
more often than not, yes. And it's just like, what the hell? Like,
Or they walk in and they go, "Oh, you're finding everything okay?" I'm like, "That is not an open-ended question. Come on. Find
no.
something to talk about why they walked in." Like people are in your store because they want to be there. Like 100%.
Absolutely.
No one walks into a sex shop because they don't want to buy something or they accidentally ended up there, right? It's not like Target where you ended there with your friend on accident. No. They're in there.
Hey, I've
Like,
accidentally ended up at a sex shop with friends a few
well,
This
times.
isn't Build-A-Bear.
okay, fair. I've ended up randomly in sex shops too for store visits or whatever. But you get what I mean. Typically,
Oh yeah.
a retailer like that, like Spencer's, I feel like only thrives because it's an experience store, right? You want that dopamine now. I'm getting something, and I potentially have questions, right? So make again why we're here to make sure you guys have access to whatever information you guys need because it needs so much information. Like again, why we have a show. We're just learning every day about everything there is to know about manufacturing and selling and using condoms.
Yeah.
Totally. Keeping with the job interview.
Oh, great. My favorite thing on earth, job interviews.
No, we're gonna kind of hit one of the big subjects here of handling difficult customers.
Yes.
Obviously, it can be a very challenging thing. Could you share a story of a particularly challenging customer interaction, how you resolved it? And hang on, let me get my notepad so I can like write this.
Got
I
it.
know
Got
everybody
it.
get
You
your
will be graded
notepad.
on this response.
Oh, great. I'm gonna need a second for that.
Yeah, well, we'll send you the Chat GPT
Yeah. Hang
typeout
on one
later. We'll
second.
send you the minutes, everybody.
No, it's just whenever dealing with a challenging customer where they're expecting, oh, hey, I submitted my order 5 minutes ago. Why don't I have the invoice yet? Why don't I have tracking information about that? It's all about just relaying exactly like kind of what the process is like. Hey, just we explaining what's going on the entire time. Like, hey, as soon as we get your order, it goes over to our warehouse. They pick it within the order of which it came in, and sometimes we can be backed up, which is when sometimes we'll go out and help them out, or sometimes it's just only one person again. We'll go help them back. We'll go help them out as well. Just keeping them informed of like all the steps that need to be taken for whatever they want. So like if they want their invoice, hey, these are the steps that are being taken. And if it's a question that they have, like, hey, here's how you can, here's all the information I have for this. But I would definitely say more of the challenging ones just come from impatience. So just once I relay exactly the timeline for people, they get more understanding about that.
Awesome. I guess in terms of, you know, how do you feel empowered to do your job, or how can like just businesses in general empower their customer service teams to handle these challenging scenarios effectively?
I mean, it all starts from the top, and having very supportive leadership is definitely one way to go about it. The more you support your customer support, the better the customer support will be. So whatever they need, like whenever I have something like, hey, I need this to be able to do my job better, or something like that, Chris, the owner of Paradise, is receptive to it and understands, like, I know what I need to get the job done, and and goes ahead, and yeah, we do love leadership. But he understands what I need. He understands I know what I need and supports it. That's the best way you can get good customer support, is support from leadership.
No, and our leadership is really great. If anyone has not had the pleasure of meeting Chris or Jen, please reach out. I'll try to comment my email later if you don't have it. Chris will be at AMI, so if anyone's going to the show in January, we'd love to make sure we put time aside so you can meet the incredible human.
Yeah, he's awesome. I've worked with Chris for 6 years now. I worked with him before. One of the best bosses ever,
We always
and
forget
such
that.
an amazing person.
Awesome.
And no, my job doesn't rely on me saying this stuff.
Sure, he's
you
watching,
take off the
so
black background, Chris is actually in the room.
He's right behind
staring.
me.
Hey, make no mistake, I've done presentations and he's like sitting right there, like no joke, staring at me, and then I get a list of updates texted to me. But it's a good thing, right? Like no, he like you can do a whole presentation and still feel comfortable with him, and he's going to help you. He's never been like, I'm going to cut you down with my notes kind of thing. So that helps. Tip one, everybody, get yourself some decent leadership. Sometimes that's in your control and sometimes it's not. I digress.
Absolutely. Well, I'd like to think, from the sounds of it, we're all blessed here.
Yeah.
Because my leaders at PAMCO are the effing best.
I know. I should see if Annette will get on one day. That would be fun.
I'll try to work on that.
Annette and Chris on the same show.
I said sarcastically. Just kidding. Guys, this is a magic glass. It's refilling.
Lucky.
Thank you, Jim. Cheers to Jimbo. He's my stand-in husband when I'm here. He's fabulous. He has to pour my drinks and make sure I drink water at trade shows and don't get lost. That's fantastic.
Ooh, water.
I'm tempted
Thank
to turn
you.
this around and show you, but we won't do that today. Maybe he'll bomb us later. Okay. More customer service. It's very important.
Yes.
So what happens when you get some feedback? How do you make sure that you're able to, why is it important? And then how do you make sure you're able to communicate that to leadership, right? Because nothing happens with feedback if you don't communicate it, right?
I mean, there's one other golden rule with customer support about where bad customer support, a lot of people will find out about it. It also comes with feedback. Not everybody will give the feedback, but a lot of people will be saying the same thing to themselves. And so by taking into account everybody's feedback, you know for a fact it's not just them having this issue, or it's not just their opinion. Always assume that more customers have this issue. And so it makes it feel a lot more impactful resolving that feedback, whether it's good or bad. Just if it's bad, fixing it makes it a lot more important, because there's customers who aren't probably saying anything, who are afraid of confrontation. Like, I'm very afraid of confrontation. I'm one of those people who, like, if it's bad, or if it's like or bad, I'm not somebody who's going to tell them, hey, you should do this better, because I'm not big on conflict. But there's a lot of people like that, and it only takes a few people who aren't afraid of that to give that feedback. And so that's why that addressing it is so important, because it's not
Yeah, it
just
is
that.
important. You have to be transparent and like willing to communicate, like even like if you're scared of conflict, because trust me, I'm better with it than I used to be, but loves it. You're like, I'm totally trying to do the right thing. I
No
want to
one
be helpful.
loves.
You're buying it from me. Like I want to do the right thing. But
Yeah.
also I feel like as I've aged, someone once told me consider the source, right? In anything. And I kind of just remember that where it's like, okay, I've got a customer complaining about this. I'm remembering that they also have positive intent, right? Like if someone's upset because they missed a deadline or there was a bad shipment or, something wasn't like communicated properly. It's not that they're mad at you. They're just also trying to protect their business. They wanted to run the promotion too, or they wanted to know what happened. It's hard. We, sometimes aren't speaking the same language, especially via email, even though we're still speaking English. I don't know. I just try to remember that, like, consider the source. A lot of times people just want to be heard, even if it's not something you can handle immediately. They just sometimes people just want to know that, like, hey, I'm taking it under consideration. I can't change it now, but this is like good to know when we are planning for things like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's talk about customer service and sales and each department. A lot of people tend to think customer service and sales are the same department. Similarly with sales and marketing. They're not.
I would disagree. Would you disagree?
I would disagree.
Do you also think sales and marketing are the same department? I struggle with that one. That's like that might be a different show, right? Because it's like you can't sell anything without marketing it.
I
You can't
can
market
tell you
anything
at
if you can't
PAMCO,
sell.
we are two completely different departments.
Sometimes it doesn't go well, but then sometimes it doesn't go well when sales is running marketing. This is a good conversation for later.
Oh, yeah, you're opening a Pandora's box here. But I can speak personally at PAMCO. Liz, our marketing director, myself, the business development manager, we get along A-okay, except I tend to talk too much, which I'm kind of doing right now. And then she just kicks me out.
Which is why you're in sales.
Exactly. And then she kicks me out to the back, like where my desk is. And then, we'll reconvene half an hour later with like productive things to say.
Yeah. Oh, I'm over the moon right now because I can just walk into someone's office and be like, "Hey, what about this? Or did you hear this? What's happening with that?" Because
That's
normally
me. That is me every time.
I'm usually remote.
Instagram reels. I'll be like, "Hey, check this shit out."
No, and it's like, I don't know. For me, again, different episode. Working in the office versus working in remote. It's a different one. So it's like for me, it's like I don't have that like camaraderie day to day. So I'm always like doing it like via text or like FaceTime, so to speak. Someone's like, "What's happening?" So I don't know. It's just a joy for me to be out here to like hang.
Oh yeah.
But in any case, Micah, so when it comes to customer service and the sales departments, how do you think these two functions work together to enhance the customer experience?
I honestly think they go hand in hand. I know with Tori, me and her, we're both sales and customer service at the same time. When it comes to people submitting orders, especially if we have a promo going on right now, if you buy $600 worth of KY Directs or Queen Bee, you get 10% off your order. It's stuff like that. It's stuff like that. Whenever somebody submits an order or they have questions, just letting them know about it. You need to be well versed because say a product got discontinued, like the Invisible 16 count got discontinued. So it's all about, hey, here are some recommendations that we recommend replacing that, whether it be just another size of it or a similar product. Being well versed in your entire product base and also being able to communicate that, I think it just works hand in hand.
Right on.
But also, right, like there are occasions, and I'm just speaking to it as like we're trying to talk about best practices, but I don't want anyone to think that it's always happening perfect, right? Because like in my head, it's I'm customer service until the sale happens, right? Like I'm dealing with the pricing strategies and whatever other support you need and whatever I put in my deck, right? So it's like the handoff sometimes is not always perfect, where it's like, "Hi, I've been talking to this person for 6 months. Here's what I think is everything you need to know." And then by the time it gets to Micah, there might be, "Oh, wait, why is this person ordering 10 displays? Are we doing that?" So, I mean, it's not perfect, but it's again, bringing up the importance of making sure that you are aligned, not just with your entire team, but I mean, hey, I found out Micah's favorite flavor of Schmishmacko today. So it's like, just little things where if Micah is, pissed off because there's craziness because I'm throwing out pricing, trying to make stuff happen, it's never a bad thing to have your customer service person. I don't want to say like just being your buddy, right? Because a lot of times, especially me working remote, sometimes people are like, oh, I don't want to bother them because you don't know what's happening in the office. But it's like, no, please bother me. We got to do this together, right?
Yeah. And by the way, the buying is working. The buying is working.
Hey, what
I know
was
I'm
the
so
flavor?
transparent. I was like, hey, this is what you like. I will make sure to keep you happy because if your data entry person's not happy, it's not good. I'll tell you that.
Hey, Micah, what flavor was it?
Sour apple.
Okay.
They never even sold that one in San Diego, for what I could tell, back when it was
Yeah.
legal.
Dude, and
So
he
were you
had
like a
like,
big Jolly Rancher, like apple fan?
Oh, yes.
Nice.
And when
Not
7-Eleven
much
has the
cherry
green
over
apple
there.
Slurpee, it's the best.
We don't have that in Canada. We have like shit
you
flavors.
guys have like food that is like maybe healthy for you and not like
Yeah, you don't
ices
have as
that
much
are
corn
nothing.
syrup.
No. We do have poutine.
Oh, it's
That's
so
the French
good.
fries in gravy, right?
Yeah, and cheese curds.
And cheese curds.
I've never had it, but I've seen pictures and it doesn't look
It's
attractive.
whenever I go to a hockey game here in San
It
Diego,
is
I
a
always get it.
savory delight.
It's
But it's
amazing.
good.
It's
No,
amazing.
one of my girlfriends from college is obsessed with it. I've had Skyline chili, right? That's a Cincinnati thing, and
Yeah.
that doesn't look attractive either, but it was good. But I've not had that, and it doesn't look attractive, but maybe it's good.
Right. Well, if
It's
you come to
amazing.
Canada, if and when, I'm hooking you up.
Just
I'm
think
gonna-
about it
I'm
like
gonna
this.
Blow your mind.
Oh yeah,
Mashed
because I'm sleeping on
potatoes,
your couch,
gravy, and
obviously, and
cheese.
you'll be making me fries. Just kidding.
Perfect.
Yes, this is how we do things.
That's how it's done.
Dang it, now I want
This is
poutine.
how it's done. I know. I have like no power in my life, but sometimes I get a little power hungry on my little dinky show here. And it's like, oh, well, what time can we go? It's my show. If we're late, whatever, we'll just get on. It's like all the power I have, guys. It's fantastic.
I guess the last question I have with customer service and sales is, what are some of the practical steps that businesses can take to foster better alignment? So you talk about how, Tori, Micah, you have this excellent alignment. I talked about myself and Liz having excellent alignment. What do you feel is the key to foster this?
Both people understanding each other's jobs and honestly training to do both and learning about it, because the more you understand about another person's position, the more you understand how you can support them and vice versa, how they can support you, and just being open about communication.
Geez,
It
Micah,
makes
you
you
should
be
be a
one.
relationship expert with that answer.
It's been a lot of therapy.
Cross training for the win.
Awesome.
No, it's honestly that's the best way I think any organization runs, understanding what other people have to do.
Yeah, understanding, trust, respect, all those things.
Exactly.
Ooh, we can have a different corporate culture like podcast. I'm thinking for next year, guys.
Okay.
So poor Micah also, he mentioned some IT stuff. So he does do all the IT stuff at the office. I'm not
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
lie. When I go, oh Micah, I don't have a keyboard, I can't print. But he's also in charge of, if you don't know, now you know, we did rebrand our website back in July and we still got work to do.
Mhm.
But Micah is the one that does the work. So just thinking about, understanding that, like, yes, you're in charge of the customer service, but like, pivoting a bit to, and you have to help us a little bit with marketing because we all wear different hats these days.
Mhm.
So let's think digital landscape now. How is any of that, plus like your experience in the website, how is technology and the social media stuff impacted the way that, we all, especially you, because you're talking about this, but how does it impact our interaction with customers?
It's honestly about putting more information out there so that they don't. It's not that so they don't need us as much, but it's just giving them as many opportunities to learn about products, to see what products we have when we may not be available for an immediate answer. The website, social media, email blasts, that all just goes directly to them. It doesn't require them reaching out. And by having that, it just allows them to feel a little bit they understand a little bit more about us, and it not it doesn't it's not that it doesn't create dependency on us, but it just helps us more by having more information out there and allowing that happen, allowing that information to be out there and to be learned easily,
You
as
can
compared to
cast a
just
wider
writing us an
net.
email and then waiting. Maybe it could be waiting a little bit of time. You can just find it out immediately.
Oh, is anyone else like just sick of being communicated to via email?
I hate
I
it.
know it's what I have to use, but like sometimes I get this like, I'm shutting my email down. Just call me.
That
No,
being
you and I are the
said,
same way. I prefer calling over email. It's a lot easier.
likewise, but I feel, at least this might be a Canadian thing, a lot of people don't like to pick up the phone when you call them. They scream.
I blame my generation for that.
Yeah, fair. I will. I'm not in your generation, but I'm like maybe in between. And I wouldn't say that I won't screen. I feel like I don't screen between the hours of like 9 and 4, right? Because that's like in my head. You're calling for a work thing, but then
Mhm.
after that, if you're not in my Rolodex, bye bye.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we're just so used to fast answers that calling just feels weird to a lot of people just by texting.
Well, and especially since it's just been a year for us in this like new job with Paradise. So some of these questions need to be brought up to the entire team because we've not dealt with them before as a team, right?
Yeah.
It's like even though Paradise has been around for 40 years, which is amazing, we have 40 years like behind us. You know, we're kind of reinventing now, and it's like, wait, what do you want to do about this?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say we're looking at. Am I too far? I know we have a script, guys, and I'm like, wait, what am I supposed to do? Because otherwise, I just drink and talk.
Well, we were just talking about social media and whatnot, so I'd like to take an opportunity for a quick sidebar to
Do it.
to our P3 folks who are putting on Facebook creative ways of that elf on the shelf. Keep it up. I am loving these posts, and that's
P3
partially why
Andrew's
I'm bugging Liz at the front desk or at our marketing
at
director.
the office. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, keep it coming. Yeah, guys. Andrew's new to the P3 page, so he hadn't seen the dirty elf on the shelf. So we have to keep it up
I
every
have
year. Good
not.
job. There's also someone used to post, someone makes the naughty chocolates that's on the page. And someone else used to the naughty ornaments. Maybe that's next week's show. Let's just find all the naughty things and tell you what to buy.
Oh,
That's hilarious.
Can I join
Like
in on that?
naughty Christmas baubles. I'm about it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm all over that.
Let's do it.
So right
All
now,
right, Micah.
I'm running 12 days of XXXmas for Bamco on our social
cute.
media.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just trying to find stuff that's tasteful, but also educational.
Right? Like it's
It's
not
fun.
at some point, it's not who I know. It's like who can get to me, right? Like I just putting opportunities out there. So when there is an opportunity, you're
So
available, right?
one that I wanted, and I will say it on this podcast because I'm not allowed to say it on social media, but was in the oral barrier world. I wanted to say, slap a jam on that Christmas ham.
You can't say that on social media.
Do that.
Apparently, that was
You
too much.
should.
What?
Really?
People
No.
throw cheese on babies. I think you can say that.
Honestly, Micah,
Yeah, and everybody's like slapping each other with a
I'm
tortilla.
I'm still trying to find this invisible line that they have for like getting shadow banned.
Yeah.
We'll find out. Oh no, stuff like that used to happen in my old life. It would be like we posted a picture of a guy with his shirt off and we got banned, but then the next one we posted and this gal was in a thong and we're talking about anal lube. It was fine.
Yeah.
I'm very fortunate where I just post pictures of condoms with, and so that somehow, like I don't post the condoms rolled out. No, I did do that. I don't know how we haven't been shadow banned yet.
Just lucky, I guess. Condoms can get away with it because they're needed. It's a
That's
commodity.
true.
All right.
I hope that is the
Embrace
reason
condoms,
why.
ladies and gentlemen.
Exactly.
Embrace them. Okay. Hey, I'm doing good. We're not too far over on time, so I'm going to keep this up. And I'm going to
Ooh.
say, Micah, thank you so much for being here with us today. And I'm going to bother the crap out of you all day tomorrow.
Sounds
And I
good.
just want to give you the floor for a minute to, tell us about anything you want, right? Like, what's a word of positivity you want to leave us with? Any sort of like, hey, this is the mantra for customer service. The floor is all yours.
I'm actually just going to promote that we have, if you buy $300 worth of Durex KY and Queen Bee, you get 5% off those products. If you buy $600 or more of those same products, you get 10% off. That's what I want to say. That's all.
Perfect. I'll go back once this is posted and I'll post our flyer, guys.
Perfect.
That's
I'm a
going on until
shill
the end of the
because
year.
I love the brand.
And Paradise and Harmony, I think, are officially in bed together. So anybody that's looking for Harmony Dams, at least in
Oh,
the
yeah.
US, if you need help, can still help you get to the Andrew if you don't get to him here.
Absolutely.
Sounds good. Bye.
Sweet. Well, thank you so much for being here, Micah.
Yes,
And then
Of
Micah.
watch
course. Thanks for
Howard.
having me.
I kick him out. I don't have a lot of power. This amuses me. Oh, okay. Andrew, anything you want to leave us with before I wrap it up?
I think you kind of hit the nail on the head that Paradise and Harmony Dams are officially ready to rock and roll. We've already been
Yeah,
given,
samples are going out this
we've been
week.
feeling in
for
the
most people.
the Christmas season there. So we've been sending some product to people. Please reach out to Tori. We are, pardon the pun, we're willing to put our money where our mouths are and send you a little bit of free stuff. So
yeah, they are
please
the
do
only
reach out.
ones registered with a non-latex dam. I
Absolutely.
kid you
So
not.
we're FDA approved and we have a polyisoprene non-latex dam.
It's beautiful. Beautiful.
Absolutely.
All
So
right.
yeah, reach out to Tori, or alternatively, you can always email me at andrew@pamco.ca, even though Tori said don't email, call. But if I feel like if I give my phone number over this podcast, it could get
Just message here on Facebook, right?
This is true. This is true.
So either message us here on Facebook. Andrew's got an email, but he doesn't want you to email him. I have an email. You could email me. It's Tori at Paradise Marketing.
I didn't say
Where do
you
I?
can't email me. You're putting words in my mouth.
I need everyone calling Andrew because he doesn't screen his calls. Just kidding.
Oh, I screen all of them.
Didn't you get a new phone number? Now I can't even reach you the normal way. I gotta WhatsApp you.
It's a total. So I went to go to the doctor's on Friday and my phone fell out of my hoodie, hit the floor, not hard, and just went kaput. So I kept my number, got a sweet new phone, and I was able to shave my monthly bill in half. So I wish I would have broke my phone sooner so I could have known to switch providers and get a better deal.
So we're going to end this on a shoulda, coulda, woulda by Andrew at Pamco.
Yes. It's
well,
like
as
the
always,
G.I. Joe, the more you know, or G.I. Joe.
Or yeah, reading radio.
The more
like,
you know.
Yes, the more you know, the more you might not watch our show anymore. Just kidding.
Yeah.
So as always, we appreciate your continued support and listening, everybody. If you have any questions, please reach out. Find us here on P3. We'll be here next Tuesday. I think talk about naughty baubles, I've decided. And remember, our mission is to promote safe and enjoyable intimacy any way that floats your boat. We got you. So come see us next Tuesday. And thank you. We'll catch up again.
Thanks, everyone. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.